Hello. Hello. Hold on. I'm processing. Still. Hi, everyone. Roscoe, you better be stalking stream to clarify spelling. It's so true. Why? Why is everything so hard to spell? Why? And what's more, I love the vibes this adds. I love the vibes that like the reverb and the accent and everything freaking adds. But it's so hard to understand him sometimes. It kills me. I'm eating a banana. I'm going very insane. I like how sassy he is, but I gotta kick his butt. I want to pinch his cheek. He's adorable. I thought it was only you. No. I'm going insane. As every lore drop makes me. My head is better after I decompressed. I don't know why, but apparently big lore drops really stress me out. Not stress me out as in like, oh my god, I'm terrified. Thank you for the soup, banana. Oh, banana. Did I say I'm eating one? I'm eating a banana. Thank you. Thank you for the banana. He was strangely charming. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would be friends with King. He'd probably, like, cut my head off after one day, but I would be friends with that man. Oh. Happy International Women's Day. We love women. Women are queens. He was mean, but he was a lot nicer than Roscoe said he is. Yeah, honestly, I think that's partly because everyone was really polite, and they were like, Your Majesty, blah, 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 blah. We love women. I don't know how to feel about him. He was charming, but he was an asshole, and that's okay. He did not, like, lie to us, you know? He didn't try to be nice or anything. He was very honest, and we appreciate honesty in this household. Okay. But yeah, big lore drops. I don't know why. I can feel, like, my blood pressure rise and my head hurts, but I've also learned lore trumps my survival instincts. I literally choked on water and kept typing on this document, so that's where we're at. He didn't seem like a truly bad person. He did not seem like a truly bad person. He seemed a little misguided, or a lot misguided, and a little delusional. That we can't forget that. Sad that he lost his family. Me too. When he started talking about his wife and his kids, I was about to cry. Good dude, forced into a shit situation. Would the shit situation have happened if he wasn't trying to quote unquote unify the entire continent? You reap what you sow. He had the personality of a king. True. More like angry Latina mom, the way he talked about Roscoe. Also true. Did what he believed was right. Yes. Again, he was misguided. I think he's misguided. He had visions. He had wishes. And he had visions of grandeur, whatever. But he was misguided. He pushed things too far. He tried too hard. And then people revolted. As people often do when they're, oppressed. So, did he have to do that? No. Is there context that we might be missing? Possibly. Wonder what Roscoe is doing that is making all those voices mad at him. King kind of explains why he himself and the others are mad at him. Because he talks about how since Roscoe can't die, he doesn't have a life force or something to give up to Mortimer, technically. But the exchange is supposed to be if you use Mortimer's power, you give up your life force. And since he doesn't have a life force to give up, he's taking the life force of the other souls that are in the crystal. And that's why they're pissed, because they're like, dude, if you keep doing this shit, we're going to be the ones to disappear. And if they all disappear, We kind of don't know what would happen. It seems like King was kind of hinting that Roscoe would also be like, you know, but we don't really know. Roscoe and the Roscoes can't die. Yes, this has been mentioned before, actually. Roscoe has mentioned that he cannot die. He can feel pain, can't die because the crystal gives him life. This kind of goes into where Mortimer's using his powers and taking Roscoe's life force, it seems like. And since we were made with the crystal as well, I believe that's why the Roscoes also can't die. Although technically Roscoe told us our lifespan is 2 years, but I mean, who's counting? Yeah. I think because we were kind of made the way Roscoe was, we're not something that has a lifespan or a life force. Mortimer kind of hinted that we don't really have souls either, and it seems... Not Mortimer, sorry. King hinted that we don't have souls, which is why I would assume that there's nothing for him to suck out, which is why we can't die. Yeah, Roscoe's probably joking about the 2-year lifespan. Don't apologize for asking questions. It helps me process too. We were made with the crystal. Roscoe has... I'm about to choke on a tangerine. We're okay. If I cough, just know that's why. Some juice went down my throat. Roscoe has a total of 8 experiments. Please don't. It's okay. Don't we actually have souls though? Roscoe said that. We have something like a soul. Hi Angel, thank you for reminding. Actually, let's pin that instead of my rant message. Roscoe hinted that we have gained a consciousness, which we weren't supposed to gain in the way that we have. King said we have kind of like the remnants of a soul, not a full soul. Let's see. We were made with the crystal. Roscoe has 6 experiments. Let me see if I can find this slide. No, but let me go through them. It starts with oh my god. Warg, Gargoyle, Chimera, Hydra, Minotaur. Warg, Gargoyle, Chimera, Hydra, Minotaur. Mimic, Legion, and Slime. Number 1 is Slime, which is Nyambi. And then we've got Warg, which we don't know much about. We have Gargoyle. We have, I think after that is Hydra, Minotaur, Chimera, Roscoes, which is Legion, the 7th. And the 8th one was Mimic, which has been since destroyed. Those are the 8 experiments that we are currently aware of. Roscoe's arc memories have been quote unquote wiped of the lab and everything because we gained a kind of sentience that Roscoe wasn't expecting us to gain, and he said that it was a consequence of him using the power without really knowing what it can do. But we have seen that we're not the only ones who can like talk and kind of act and whatever, because Mino, our big brother, which is Minotaur, is seen speaking if you're in his menshi. There was a lore drop there. He said we can talk about it but can't share the video, obviously. So if you want to see the full video, you do have to join the membership, which you definitely should. I think it's worth it. But we see that he talks to Roscoe and he kind of gives him an update. Why are we called Legion? I don't know. That has not been fully explained. There have been theories that I've seen that has to do with biblical lore, where the Legion is like many but also one, and that seems to be the direction some people are going with the theories on why we're Legion and Roscoe's and why there's so many of us but we're one experiment. I think that's a pretty good theory, but he has never told us why we were Legion. I want to say he meant for us to be a hive mind military like thing. Low key, yeah. But he used to say, because if we go back to his tweets in Byte Protocol, Hmm. Did I pass it? I passed it. Warning, warning, rightfully mine. Request completed, added to tiers files. Tiers, blah blah blah. Crumb, can't survive with this crystal. Warning on using the crystal. Oh, here. Accessing query, opening file byte, updating information on Legion, competence, passing, comprehension, passing, obedience, failed, laboratory use, impossible to plausible. Irrelevant, but if we're Legion, then what was the byte protocol? He has explained the byte protocol. By the way, language is the one Lucy can read, cannot speak. He doesn't remember how to speak it. He says that it kind of just comes to him when he sees it, and he thinks the language is Latin based. So much lore to catch up on, girl. I'm catching up on lore every day. Don't you even worry. He did explain byte protocol, I believe, in the Menchie video. If I can find... Did I not? Oh, here we go. Crystals attuned to people, never lived at the same time, completed story of soldier, time is short, staples, Menchie. Beast infiltration, termination, and evacuation protocol. So it seems to be some kind of security protocol. Yeah. Okay. So now we have to update the slides. This is a lie. We learned that Scholar is Alred. Let's see. Audio log. Oh, this was okay. Wow, it's been a while since we've done this, so there's gonna be a lot. This is gonna be painful. I'm gonna copy and paste these slides. We're gonna start with the King Q&A. Okay. I was so excited when King said vampires were extinct. Yeah. But Lucy has mentioned before that he's never met anyone like him and he doesn't remember his parents. And King does mention that they show signs of activity. So not completely extinct, but extinct enough, I suppose. Interesting, yes. But Lucy has a lot of things. I mean, Lucy's memory is gone, and he's mentioned. By the way, if anyone prefers document format, if you look in the description of the video, I did link the document where I took notes on the whole thing. So if you prefer to just read it on the document, that's fine. It has both Mortimer and King stuff. I have Sabrina Carpenter's taste stuck in my head as well, so if you hear me humming randomly, that is why. Okay. Learning so much. Good, I'm glad. I think they put so much effort into lore, and honestly, it should be given more attention, in my humble opinion. Okay, so I kind of missed what he was saying at the beginning because it sounded like he was mumbling. I struggled to understand his words, so... Banger song? Yes! It's been stuck in my head all day, not gonna lie. Every time King got emotional when he brought up his home, it made me feel bad for him. Me too. Which kind of shows that he's not actually a bad person. They could make a whole anime out of it. I agree, and they should. Or at least a book. Do you think I'll understand him if it's on 2 times speed? Okay. We don't need this. We do need chatting about lore in the Roscoe server. Yeah, I need to stop lurking in servers. I get a little shy talking in them. She says as she goes on YouTube for everyone to see. Let's see. Webtoon anthology would go hard. I agree. Is there a column below? Most influenced by Mortimer, how he refers Roscoe as anything to go by. I think that's just King's personality. I'm not gonna lie, because he keeps calling Roscoe like thing and stuff. And I mean, Roscoe does defy the laws of nature, and King's very arrogant. So it would make sense if he was. Oh, this is where I couldn't really hear him. What? Oh, last ditch effort. Okay. Okay, that was the words I missed. I was like, I have no idea what you're saying. Wondering what King means by Roscoe losing himself in his research, only emotionally, or will this be an actual corruption thing? I don't know. King was implying it could be either or. I mean, King literally said he could become something worse. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a great message to leave on. Worry about Scholar if what King said about him being self-centered is true. I feel like King doesn't have room to talk about being self-centered because he's a little self-centered too. I also think that, like, if you think about scholarly tropes in most animes or fantasy games, they do kind of live in their own world in terms of their research and their knowledge. So that could be what he's referring to, or it could be that he was corrupted by a crystal. We don't really know. We know that King's the middle child. I have a theory that Scholars... I used to think Soldier was the one that came first, but now I kind of feel like Scholar is the one that came first because King mentions that there was a scholar that discovered the use of Arcanite and whatever. And so I kind of feel like it might be the scholar that is in the crystal, but I can't tell. Depicting if he loses his morals as he gets more desperate. I wonder if he, like, can get more desperate. I feel like he's already desperate, low-key. Because that's all they talk about. They're like, you're desperate, blah, 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 blah. It's not going to work, blah, 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 blah. malicious deeds. Crystal for eternity. For a crime I've never committed. Okay. Oh, I already had that. Okay. Okay, so that was it for the first question. That was the only one I really like got confused on what he was saying at some points. The others were okay. Let's see. I might go back and rewatch it later just to make sure that I really haven't missed anything, but we'll have to see. For now, I just want to get everything on the slideshow. Let's see. He was saying like he won't be the same goofy zombie. Yeah, he was basically saying there's two ways that it could go. It could either be like Roscoe will just be normal and everything will be fine, or Roscoe will like lose himself and become more like the scientist. He was kind of just being like, oh, there's so many ways this can turn out and I can't wait to see it, because he seems a little sadistic, if we're being honest. If we're being completely honest, he seems slightly sadistic. Okay. Folktale, myth, blah, blah, blah. Much more real than anyone have thought. There are only 5. They're in the hands of imbeciles who have no idea how to use them. Warn the current holders that the crystals are more fickle than you think. How did you learn to use them? Many years of research and asking around. Which one do you think will happen? Also, were we supposed to tell King there were more risks? I don't think it really matters. Mortimer's already aware of the fact that there's more crystals, and King seems trapped and like he can't really do anything anyways. Yeah, I don't think it really matters. If we weren't supposed to mention it, honestly, Roscoe wouldn't have chosen the question, I think. Because he does look through them beforehand and he chooses which ones he's going to talk about in the stream. So everything's planned. Yeah, he wouldn't have done it if we weren't supposed to. Unless that's all part of his big plan. So who knows? We'll find out eventually. Which one do you think will happen? I don't know. Obviously, I would want to say that he's not going to lose himself. Like, you know, main character protection or whatever the heck. But with Candle appearing and with him obviously building up to something bigger in the lore, I really can't tell. Especially now that 2.0s are on the table. Like, let's be real, guys. It's going to become crazy. King knew someone who told him. Yes. King mentioned a traveler who said that there were more crystals. He never believed it. And now he's kind of like reaping the consequences of that. And being like, God damn it, that stupid adventurer was right. More about the rebellion. Didn't fancy my plan about uniting Shammai. Anything can happen. True. Very less questions compared to Mortimer's. Yes. And it is not because there were less questions asked. I sent 30. Anyway. I had a list of questions ready. Although some of them still did get answered, but I feel like his 2.0 is probably going to be heavily lore based. I still really, really want it to be his past self. But King is kind of implying his past self is gone. But Mortimer implied that if we dig deep enough, we'd be able to find his past self. You were waiting for this? Absolutely. I think I sent over 20 for Mortimer as well. Um, yeah. Because we've heard a lot from King, and I think honestly we've heard the most from King compared to the other two. We've heard the least about Soldier. Who do we trust more out of the two? Mortimer has more information than King. It's not a matter of who I trust more, it's the fact that King is not privy to the same information that Mortimer is. Like Mortimer even says, like, I don't know what Roscoe's working towards, but Mortimer does. Is this a Menchie stream? No, it was in it's called the Night of Mortimer. It was on October 31st. Roscoe is just a brain piloting like 30 different body parts. Yes, he's a flesh golem. So that part might be literal. Gonna have to look back at the VOD. I have to look back at the VOD for everything all the time. But we definitely have had more from King than the other two. Secondly, we have quite a bit from Scholar, and Soldier's the one we have least on. I think Mortimer is not able to fully delay what Roscoe's trying to do. If he did, Roscoe wouldn't be here. If Mortimer could already meddle with Roscoe to the extent that he truly wanted to, Roscoe wouldn't be alive. We already know that Mortimer wants to kill Roscoe. Yeah. We know Mortimer wants to kill Roscoe. We know that Mortimer thinks Roscoe shouldn't exist. Oh my god. This one had such a long answer. Hold on. True. Who do you think is next for the Q&A, Scholar? I think Soldier's going to be last. But who knows? Roscoe, blah, blah, blah. Why do you think? Yeah. What's also interesting is that Mortimer stopped when the whole shining thing happened with ravenous crystals. So it kind of implies that there's more that's either keeping him in check or kind of limiting his powers. What do we know about Scholar as of right now? Scholar was very interested in the cycle of life and death, and he wondered whether immortality would cause humanity to stagnate or grow. He talked to someone named Caden, and his motivation for researching this was just because he was a scholar, and scholars it seems to be something of a philosopher, and then supposedly something happened to him that made him study even harder. We know that his name is Islered, so he's connected to the D&D stream with the city that was underground, found by the boys when they were on their little mission. We know that he was absorbed into a crystal, which was a more merciful end than he deserved, and the other people of his town or city, whatever, is still stuck there under the cave, not knowing their names or having their full memories. They were promised salvation, but all they got was desolation. King did mention that, and what else do we know about Scholar? Scholar has also tried to warn Roscoe against what he's doing, and has told Roscoe that if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's likely to lose everybody he loved. So funny when he asked if it was hoodlums. Yeah, that was funny. King did mention that whatever Roscoe is working towards possibly scares Mortimer. Do you think it might connect to the other crystals? Yes. Yes. I think it connects to the other crystals, and I think it has to do with whatever created the crystals. Because Mortimer implies that Mortimer tells us that someone else named him, and then he doesn't tell us who. And that he and the other crystals are siblings. And that they're not tools, they're actual beings. We don't know why they're in the crystals, or how they ended up in the crystals, or why they need to be freed, quote unquote, or why they can make contracts or attune to people. But we do know that there seems to be some greater creator and that the different crystals kind of have powers in different realms. For example, Zanny uses his crystal named Driz, which has been in the family for ages, to create Club Netherbrand. So it can work with dimensions. We have gotten hints that Gale's crystal has something to do with prophecies and sleeping and deja vu, as Gale puts it. Does he know what the Ravelum? No, he didn't. King didn't even know that Ravelum had Ravenous has crystals. King didn't know about those crystals. He thought the stories were fake. He said the legends only mentioned 5, and he didn't believe that there were another 5 out there. Mortimer does seem to know about the other crystals. Obviously, he calls them my siblings as well, and he seems amused and somewhat surprised that they have arrived. He was like, oh, they finally arrived. Don't know the cataclysm was a thing, so that was news to me. That is mentioned more in Mortimer's stream, the Mortimer Q&A, because he talks about the tear and how Avalon first existed and how all the crystals came through that tear. Gale doesn't seem to have as much lore, or am I wrong? Gale has done more Menshi lore streams. He hasn't done a lot. But what we have gotten is that it has to do with deja vu. We got a video on that, and he's elaborated on it a bit in Menshi, which I have put in a thread because I don't remember one of them exactly off the top of my head. I do remember that he mentioned that he kind of ends up in a dreamscape that he can't really escape or get out of, and he never remembers what he sees until he comes back and everything makes sense. We got this tweet from him, which was actually the first lore tweet on February 13th. Roaring tides below, rolling depths now fest lies a bed of gold within Leviathan's nest. Riches are bestowed and none will be left. A blight will take hold and greed will consume the rest. From whatever sea, found on an abandoned vessel with a picture of the crystal. What does that mean? I don't know. He's also a bounty hunter. That's how he ended up finding his crystal, and he has coats that supposedly match the colors of the other Avalon boys. We got Arthur and Deja Vu, something about sweet dreams. This one is a public stream. In Menshi, what's in a dream Zatsu, he tells us he has dreams he can't remember when he wakes up, but leads to feeling of deja vu. Also says his dreams seem to be in a place he doesn't really know and can't get out of. He only remembers the dreams when he comes back. That space is already 1 year since then, yes. That space is the same one that we see in this Omen video. He's also said in the Menshi Whisper ASMR that maybe my crystal is meant to heal people. Maybe that's his power. Maybe I never noticed it because I can't use it on itself. Wish I had known that sooner. Would have been helpful. So that's in the Menshi. Cass has the least lore. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I was so mad when he gave us a lore drop in an unarchived Twitter space. That reminds me, what lore was in that VP? Nothing that I think is like game changing. It's just kind of more on like Cass's world building and Cass's character building. But I still don't know if he's okay with me sharing about paid content. So I will not go into the details. But it is nothing that's giving like a huge breakthrough of like, oh my god, these pieces make sense now. Let's see. Yes, Cass did it in an unarchived space. However, someone did record the whole tweet space, and so I edited the video. If you go to my Twitter profile, light_Arin, and look at my thread, there is the video that where Cass talks about his lore. I've also summarized it on the slides. So thankfully we still have that lore, but also okay. Okay. I put questions marks here because I'm a little surprised by this. Okay. Thing I was talking earlier in some other GC, if the crystals uses the user's life force, what if Arthur takes energy from Gale when he sleeps, making him have those dreams that he can't remember? Possible, but we also don't know if it's just Mortimer that takes the life force, because Mortimer seems to be very attached to the cycle of life and death. It's a place they're in doesn't have any magic users, which is funny because Malum, Altus, and Nayu exist. However, for Nayu, we don't know if he comes from Gaia. It seems like he doesn't because he's in outer space when we first see him, and then he goes to Gaia to drop off the crystal and subsequently gets captured, which I also have questions on, by the way, because the scientists are like, wow, you did attune to the crystal. How the fuck did they know that Nayu would be the one who would attune to his crystal when they told him to go steal it? That doesn't make sense. Why did they know Nayu would be the one? If Nayu wasn't the one, would they have just let him leave, or would they have killed him instead of keeping him as an experiment? I have a lot of questions. But it does kind of hint that maybe Altus and Malum actually came from a different dimension. Yeah. Okay. Altus isn't from Gaia. Did he say that? I didn't know he said that. I don't get to roast Altus often because of time zones, but he said that in his B-Day stream offhandedly. I was there for his B-Day stream. Oh my god. This is why I shouldn't play games at the same time. IDK if it was joking or if it's actual lore. Ugh. Sorry, that was a very aggressive noise. I'm okay. Now he's gone, but now I'm gone, but you're still laying next to me. 1 degree of separation. Riser's crystal is being waken up or activated in some way? Yes. You have mentioned the Mency stream. I haven't been able to watch the How to Train Your Dragon ASMR yet. I was hoping someone would timestamp it, but no one has, so I'll have to find the time to sit down and watch that. I almost want to ask how lore relevant the cover song is. Me too, because the art looked very lore relevant. Not gonna lie. If we're being real. The FSP boys, after making lore, had scrubbed through 6-hour VODs for a single sentence of lore that they dropped. Smiley face. I'm gonna end up on the news. Crazy VTuber ends up in psych ward. Not VTuber. Crazy VTuber fan ends up in a psych ward. Okay, this is where he kind of calls it rebellious after, so I'm like confused. This would be a great time for a certain someone to appear and tell me the spellings of everything. Or at least to put the spellings on Twitter. Has he tweeted anything? He has not tweeted anything relevant. That's cute though. Oh, whoopsies. Roscoe, if you're lurking, how is shit spelled? You're gonna start hallucinating crystals at some point. Real and true. I have no idea what is happening on Ravenous side of things. There hasn't been a lot of lore drops. Stopped playing Marvel Rivals and started playing Monhan. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Oskaric is a language. We were allies. Oh, this is where I also missed a few words. So let's see if we can find this question. Oh, here we go. Also, there was a blue-shaped diamond crystal in the cover. Yes, I saw that. Grunty language, yes. Hold on. Wait, what? Did he say rather unagreeable people? Yes. I temporarily forgot it too, don't worry. It's a lot. It is a lot. It's also, if it's a lot for me, I can't imagine how it is for other people, especially people who are newer to the fandom, because there is so much. There is so much lore. So much lore. And I've been following it since debut. So I can't imagine being new and trying to figure out the lore. My head would explode. My heart goes out to you. If you have questions, ask them. I will answer them the best I can. Or throw them on Twitter and one of the boys might answer them. Because honestly, they're in the walls all the time. So, sometimes they answer random questions. Unarchived lore VOD. Yes, that is fully clipped on my Twitter. It is fully clipped on my Twitter because someone took a recording of it. Thank God. That was after his not Guilty Gears. Was it Guilty Gears? Yeah. Have been curious about the lore too. My thread is public. My slideshow is public. My notes are public. I'm not fully caught up on Ravenous lore. That will just take me a while. Rewatch the stream I was driving during it. During the King stream, good luck. It's a lot of information. Yes, Guilty Gear. Is this the big first lore thing since Ravenous and brought in more fans? I know a lot of newer Avalites have come in since the Mortimer stuff. Yes. This is the biggest lore drop we got after Ravenous debut. When he lost miserably at Guilty Gear. Yeah, when he decided to give on his gamer title to Gale before taking it back. Rebellious. See, oh, rebellious and Citrenia. Although what's interesting to me is that in a past video, he calls it Citra, unless I just misheard it, because we do see it in the Poppy Playtime stream between part 1 and part 2. Right there. Did I linked the wrong tweet. Oh my god, I don't even know what tweet I was... It was supposed to be the... It was supposed to be the Pizza Tower one. Hold on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on. I didn't lose the tweet. We still have it because I still have my original lore tweet. This one. I can't believe it took me so long to notice. Okay. Anyways, Poppy Playtime. See here, it sounds like he says Citra. being jump scared because I had zero context. Don't you worry. All of us had zero context. He went to the bathroom in Poppy Playtime and decided to drop this. We lost it. Oh, you can't hear what I'm hearing? Oops, sorry. Hold on. Oh my god. Here we go. Me when I played like 5 different videos. Okay, here we go. Thought it was intentional. Oh, the sound? No. Roscoe says a small lore drop that moves on like nothing happened. It freaking kills me. It drives me insane every time. And then he acts like he never did anything. He's like, what are you guys talking about? Punches him in the face.
As if I understand your concern, but if an army is gathering in Citra, it must be
See? Can you guys hear it now, actually?
dealt with.
No, you still can't hear it. What the heck? Okay, let's try. Now. This should work.
I understand your concern, but if an army...
Oh, wait. You guys could hear it. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong audio input. Okay, okay.
Army is
Right here.
As if I understand your concern, but if an army is gathering in Citra, it must be dealt with.
It sounds like Citra, but here he says...
It was Arin, Rubellus, and Citrinia.
Did he just change the name because he hates me? Or... it could be a town in Citrania? Maybe a town? Tenebrae, Ivorin?
Rebellious.
Okay, he calls it rebellious. Spelling to... Why'd you wait so long? Citrinia. Can you... spelling for the other ones too, please? Thank you. Tenebrae and Ivorin. And is it rebellious? Hi, Roscoe. Spelling, please. And was the Poppy Playtime one Citra, or was it meant to be Citrinia? Are they connected? Can you answer that question? Did I spell Citra correctly? Only took 50 minutes. Am I asking for too much? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I need to fix the spelling in the document. Where is it? I lost my document. No, I didn't. Okay, we're good. Okay. And Tenebrin? Checking his notes. Tenebrin. What about Citra? Is that a question you can answer? I was close with Donald. I was kind of close. I was kind of close with Citrino too. It was just a C instead of an S. Where does the C come from? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. Rebellious. So they are different. They are a separate place. It does sound kind of similar though. Oh my god. The spelling. Random ass C. That's what I'm saying. C silent me when I'm in in the spelling bee, but the words are from FSP lore. I would cry. You know how freaking hard some of this is to spell? The D&D stream actually made me lose my mind. I fail so hard. I don't think anyone would pass. And I mean anyone. I don't even believe Roscoe would pass. Let's be real. Let's see. Honest roller, blah, 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 blah. Oh! As an ESL, that would be a nightmare. Wouldn't even try with a ball on the spot. Kahoot question, where is came from? No! Ever a cafe event, we're gonna have a spelling bee. Oh, rough. Okay, completely unrelated, but every time he says shamai, it makes me think of like shumai, like the dumplings, and then I get really hungry. Unrelated, but I wanted to share that fact. Adding a note. This is a language Lucy can recognize. Oh, my spelling. He does not know where he learned it and does not know how to speak it. For Avalon Sleeve and OC, we had trivia and activity. Every lore question, I was literally on my toes. Lore Kahoot would be so fun. I promise you, I plan to do one eventually. I do plan to do one. Like a lore quiz show plus Kahoot. I think it'd be fun. I don't know who I could bring on, but I think it'd be fun. At the very least, do a Kahoot. Or like a U quiz. Dumplings would be good. Yes, I'm also hungry, so I'm gonna eat some bread. I meant to eat it during the lore stream, but then I got too focused. Mucus would be good. Yeah, I think it'd be fun. Enjoy your bread. Thank you. I'd study hard for a lore quiz show. 0 points? No! There are some that are pretty obvious. I'm pretty sure no one would get 0 points because I have faith in you. Study guide would literally be this PowerPoint. Yeah. Okay. What? Oh. Cass Village. We only know the island he's from. The Tessari. He said its name when he was debuting his two... I thought you knew. No! I popped into his 2.0 to see his outfit, cried over it, and then drove to work. I do have a full-time job, guys. I can't do lore all the time. It's a huge PowerPoint, yes, because it has all of Avalon and Ravenous lore that I am aware of. I am missing things, I will admit. I've been way busier lately, so I haven't been able to keep up as much as I would like, unfortunately, but it's okay. We're figuring it out. Okay.
Bargain. That was the last one. I made no deal. I made a bargain. My life as fuel for the destruction of theirs.
Oh, my life as fuel of destruction of theirs. Okay, that makes much more sense. A Google Forms would be fun. I want to make it a Kahoot. I just need to figure out if I can even do that with the free version. Get back together, and if that's true, you'll just have to taste me when he's kissing you. If you want forever, I'll bet you do. No, you'll taste me too. Oh, Roscoe, are you still here? I need the spelling on the lake. The lake that King mentioned. Don't you have to pay for Kahoot nowadays? You have to pay for like certain aspects of Kahoot or like for a certain number of people to play. So some of it's still free, which is why I think a U quiz would be better. Yeah, you can. I plan to make one eventually too, but if you have time before me, go for it. The lore isn't actually mine, you know. I just take notes on it. Where did the spelling go? What? Oh. I don't even remember copying and pasting that in. Oh my god. This is where I'm at. This one really got to me. The Avalon means something and we don't know what it is. Cap to host a game in the free version is 10 players. That sucks. I wanted to make a Jeopardy, not gonna lie. Oh, I remember what I was looking for. I think I got... No, it's okay. I mean, you guys told me the name. I believe you guys. I don't... I'm okay without the tweet. Okay. Jeopardy would be fun. Yeah. I know a free Jeopardy maker too, so eventually...
Free. Nothing is truly free.
I think my only thing is that I would want, because Jeopardy has 5 categories normally, I would want one for each member, but there's not enough on each member to make 5 questions. So I would need to find different categories for it. But that's besides the point. Wait, no, not this.
But I'd be free.
Oh, here.
Siphon water from the nearest lake nearby. Lake, I believe it was Parnelius.
Parnelius? Like Cornelius? Oh, 2 L's kind of does make more sense. Spelling to be confirmed. Parnelius. Okay. Okay. Water back and forth.
We siphoned water from the lake and began to channel it back and forth by using underground, I think, waterways, the architect said. It would spew the water from the fountain. It would drop like rain. It was...
I want to see if I can get access to some stories about the Round Table Knights, because if those are the basis for the names of the crystals, I could try to predict the names of Ravenous. Possibly, but Avalum's crystals are named after the Round Table Knights because Avalum itself is taken from Avalon. But it's also possible that Ravenous will take some from Arthurian legends. I tried reading on Arthurian legends. I was looking stuff up and researching. Oh my god, my head hurt. There's so much information out there and none of it's organized.
Wonderful. The reflections of the light, you could see rainbows appearing through.
Who reveals crystals first? Yeah, I mean, Malum has said Willy is his crystal, but like I don't think Willy's the crystal's official name. I guess it could be. We don't know. We don't know. And Malum does say that Willy aka the crystal like siphons his magic. Write an essay with all this lore? Oh, absolutely, I could. If I really wanted to, I probably could. I'm still bothered by the spelling of the Luke name, but that's fine. We've also heard the Willy talk. Yeah, Parnelius. That should be good enough. Okay. How's the Lauren going? My head hurts. The spelling is a hellhole, as usual. Hi, Steph. I think he's just being silly. Who? Malim or Willy? Naming his crystal Willy? Possibly. We do know that the Willy is the crystal. You can see the crystal on Willy. But, you know, like, Malim like, calls his lamp Willy and all of that, but he might not know the crystal's real name, you know? So there's always a chance there's another name. Lore up, but not y'all's sanity. Yeah, pretty much. When do I ever have my sanity, though? Sanity and lore don't go together at this point. We know Nayuda's exists. Willy has the crystal. Nyx is embedded in cybernetic carts. No clue where Risers is, and Altus is either in Magatama or that diamond in his cover MV. Yeah. Have no idea where Risers is, but it has kind of been hinted that his crystal maybe talks. Again, I don't have the details because I haven't been able to keep up with streams. Was that actually the crystal's voice in debut? I think so. Willy's voice? Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, see, researcher found out that Arcanite was similar but weaker to the crystals, was a previous bearer. I think this is possibly Islered. And this would kind of go this would go with what we learned about Elred in the D&D stream, considering how Xavier, named by Gale, talked about him. In my opinion. But it could just be another random bearer. But I think if you're the one who figured out what Arcanite could do, you're pretty powerful and your soul probably doesn't go poof. But who knows at this point. One thing I am happy about is that it's kind of confirmed that King's time period is actually the Age of Glass. Also, can anyone tell me where the Crimson Moon stuff came from? Because I don't know where that came from. What is the Age of Glass? No clue. Riser's crystal is the skull on his necklace. Possibly. Odd pattern of crystals causing the ravenous voice to become trapped or preserved. Also true. Let's see. Haven't heard of the Crimson Moon? Okay. So I'm not the only one who was confused on that. I thought maybe it was something that came up in Lucy's stream at some point. Oh. I think it came from Lucy. It seems like it came from No. Okay, that's not related. King seemed to know about it but called it a myth. Yes. But I don't know where the phrase came from. I assume it comes from Lucy, but what was it mentioned with? It was this question. Why are you gracing us? Do you want to help Roscoe or a warning because of the Crimson Moon? A little out of the blue, yeah. Out of the red. You have the Crimson Moon and believe it. I only wish to stretch my legs. I couldn't care less. I have no idea what he wants. The decrepit creature. Hard to obtain because Mortimer himself is impeding his progress. I can feel it. We're all tied here. Whenever the creature makes progression toward his goal, he's a little more angry. Okay. Age of Glass. Sorry, I saw someone ask about it. So maybe it's vamp related since the king also called vampires instinct. Possibly. Let's see. Age of Glass, we didn't know. We actually had no idea what Age of Glass is. Today is the most information we've gotten about the Age of Glass. They've kept mentioning it and saying that there's ruins from the Age of Glass, but they never told us exactly what it is. The way King talks about it very much implies, strongly implies that his time period is the Age of Glass. It's the time period that he lived in. Since he even adds on that glass is how he would describe his time because it's fragile and sharp to touch, which I freaking theorized about, and that's why it was called glass. But yes, he talks about how much war and everything was torn apart, everything during his time period. So that seems to be the Age of Glass. Why it's so important and what information we'd get about it on the future, I have no idea. I mean, obviously it's important because it's where King comes from, but like, will it have more significance? Not sure. Exists in Prematerra, houses in the underworld. I would love to invite to Prematerra. Elves keep to themselves. Thought vampires were extinct. Some evidence proving otherwise. Do not bother anyone. If not nuisances, do not care about them. Its spiritual meaning is related to overthrowing of a king or omens of death, so maybe overthrowing Mortimer, but I'm not quite sure. But I don't think Crimson Moon came from Roscoe's stream unless I somehow missed it and I am a disgrace to Avalon lore. But so I don't know if it would have to do with Mortimer. It could have to do with the crystals in general. It could also have to do with the fact that vampires are quote unquote extinct. I know Lucy's trying to find Avalon because he wants to bring his parents back. Yeah, might be a ravenous thing, also possible. There's a lot of possibilities. Until we know where Crimson Moon came from, I can't really answer that. So if anyone finds out, let me know. So I can add it to my slides. Oh, we need to go find the wife's name because I didn't really hear what he said. Time to dig, yeah.
My father, he became ill, gravely so. Arin was his name.
Oh, nice. I got right to it. Hold on. I spelled Tenebrin wrong here. What was the spelling? Tenebrin. Too far. It sounds like it's Marin. So I'm going to leave it because that sounds right. Or that looks right. Yeah, I think Scholar being quote unquote full of himself or pretentious is just Scholar being a scholar. I don't think he's evil. I still think he is the one who found Arcanite, but then I don't know why King wouldn't tell us that Scholar is the one who found Arcanite, so I don't know. Could be someone else. It is curious as to why these 3 and upcoming 4, because Candle has started to wake up, are the only ones who can kind of, no, not comment, who can kind of speak and be independent. What do we know about Soldier? Soldier, there once was a soldier who was the strongest in all the land. He fought many battles but could never be killed. He killed many, and all the killing, as it normally does, took a toll on him mentally. But there was one thing that helped him keep his sanity, which was his daughter. The daughter was the light of his life. However, this daughter was unfortunately terminally ill, and one day she passed away. And then we got the full story in a Roscoe barbershop. I want to know more about Candle, also why King knows Soldier and Scholar because he laughed at their names. Yeah. I mean, he might know Scholar by Isle Red, right? I wanted to ask King, or I did try to submit why King calls Mortimer the Harbinger of Death. Especially because Scholar calls Mortimer the Bringer of Life. And Soldier, on the other hand, calls him the beginning and the end. But that apparently was not one that would get answered today. Which is okay. Shield. Lost what mattered most to me, light of my life, through pure ignorance, just like what you're doing now. At this rate, you'll lose them like I did. You don't want to be alone again, do you? Time erodes memories of themselves. I'm happy we found out Isle Red's name already, since he's the oldest of the 3. Yes, if we're assuming that he's the one who found Arcanite, he is the oldest of the 3. I thought Soldier was the oldest of the 3, but I guess not. I guess he's the youngest, because King's the middle child, and that's been confirmed. Were all the Your Highness questions you, or people just polite? People just polite. I did not say Your Highness in every single one. I said it in a couple. And then I gave up and just put in all the questions. Mortimer's ancient. He's seen every trick in the book. You're going to lose everything if it goes wrong. Where the heck is the clip where he talks about... Here we go. Soldier, Scroll King never lived at the same time. Completed story of the soldier.
There was once an unkillable soldier.
I think it's because Roscoe kept telling us that King was mean. And so everyone was like, we should try to get on his good side so he'll tell us more information.
He was invincible. Whatever wound, whatever slice, whatever scratch would instantly heal.
I can't take him. Dude, I couldn't take him seriously with the freaking hand and razor asset.
He could not be stopped. People say he appeared from nowhere, a peasant who rose up the ranks.
But hey, we got a lore
famed
drop.
Fighter, famed knight.
No, it's not Sanrio. It's because this was during his barbershop stream.
Now, this soldier had a daughter. This daughter had a weak immune system.
Oh.
Was sick a lot of the time. And during the soldier's career,
Beret too fancy.
she didn't get any better. In fact, she got worse. And eventually, she passed away.
Now, the soldier knew why, but it was too late.
Wait, I missed
The
that
soldier
part.
knew why.
The soldier knew why? Theory. Hold on. Soldier was invincible, could never get hurt or die. However, his daughter passed away. He tells Roscoe that if Roscoe continues the way he does, he'll lose everything. Like him, soldier. This seems to imply that if the life force is not taken from the one using Mortimer's powers, then it is taken from loved ones or the people around them. That's my theory. Because he says the soldier knew why his daughter passed away. Hold on, my mom's home. I need to say hi. I'll be right back. I'll replay this video while I'm gone.
There was once an unkillable soldier. He was invincible. Whatever wound, whatever slice, whatever scratch would instantly heal. He could not be stopped. People say he appeared from nowhere, a peasant who rose up the ranks and became a famed fighter, a famed knight. Now, this soldier had a daughter. This daughter had a weak immune system, was sick a lot of the time. And during the soldier's career, she didn't get any better. In fact, she got worse. And eventually, she passed away. Now, the soldier knew why, but it was too late. The soldier knew why. She died. And so he hid the crystal. He ran off somewhere and he hid the crystal. And acted as its guardian until he died.
That's why I thought soldier was the oldest.
But eventually someone else found it.
That right there. Something about soldier trying to hide the crystal and then he died and someone else found it. That's why I thought soldier would be the oldest. Let's see. Roscoe telling this in character or just because? Roscoe told this story because I sent a Supa telling him he had to purr or give us lore, and I was half joking, but he gave us lore anyways. Almost makes sense. Almost makes me wonder how the hell the scientist brought Roscoe to life if the theory about Roscoe's body being his son's is true. I don't know. I don't know. I personally don't think that Roscoe is the scientist's son. Personally, because I think it's inhumane to do that to your own child, but you never know. But yes, thank you for welcoming back. His world building is very impressive. Scientist might have been the one to find it after Soldier. I think there were some more people between Soldier and Scientist because it seems like it's been a really long time since Soldier. If the kid died prior, I think that's still kind of I think if the scientist wouldn't have looked so happy, you know, zapping Roscoe's body, first of all. I also don't think he would have cut up the body like this and stitched it together with other things. I also think that he would have been less about making the body functional and more about trying to bring his son's mind back. Those are just the reasons why I don't think it's his son, but that's just my personal theory. I think it's still a valid theory, and we're not going to know until he tells us. Yeah. We just don't know anything about the scientist except that he's dead. Paywalled lore, yummy, yummy. The price of a suit for the price of $100. You can get your own personal lore drop. I feel like the daughter received every illness or pain that was meant for him, so maybe since the crystal couldn't take his soul, it was siphoning it from the daughter instead. That's what I think. That's what I put here. Soldier was invincible, blah, 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 blah. Because Soldier even says, like, you'll lose everything just the way I did because you're doing what I did, you know? Delete row. Expand table. Too much information. Was the scientist the user of the crystal? It seems that way. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know whether the scientist was just someone like Frankenstein, like Dr. Frankenstein, who created the monster in Elizabeth Shelley? No, Mary Shelley. Right? Yeah. In Shelley's book. And Frankenstein is talking about the scientist, not the monster, by the way. Anyways. We don't know if the scientist is something like Dr. Frankenstein, just creating a flesh golem and then trying to see if he can get the crystal to attune with it, because Roscoe was said that he was forced to attune with the crystal, and that's why Mortimer is not happy about it. It's hella confusing because he used the crystal to bring Roscoe to life, but also forced. I think he used a combined number of methods to bring Roscoe for life, but the crystal is what gives Roscoe life force. He made Roscoe a user. He forced Mortimer and Roscoe to attune with each other. How he did that, we don't know. It clearly has something to do with zapping him. Whether the scientist himself could use the crystal's magic, again, we don't know. But we do know that Primaterra had more magic than anywhere else. So maybe the scientist was just using some other type of necromancy. I have no idea. The scientist is weirdly the one thing it seems that Roscoe will not talk about in any lore stream, really. Not even in Mortimer's, because I do think I sent questions about it. And I sent questions during the King one too. So there's something building up to that. How does one become a crystal user? Unclear. Even to the boys. The crystals seem to attune to someone or have some kind of natural like connection. So not anyone can use a crystal. Like a random person can't go and pick it up and be like, wow, look at this power. Whoosh. Apparently you have to attune to it and the crystal kind of has to agree to go with you. But Roscoe was forced to attune with Mortimer, and that's part of the reason why Mortimer hates him so much, but Roscoe can still use his power. I'm gonna add it right here because it's connected. Yeah, the architects in Ravenous lore weren't sure if it would actually attune with Nayu until it happened, so we know it's very specific. Yes. It's like Harry Potter. The wand chooses the wizard, Mr. Potter. I'm so curious to when crystals start playing bigger roles in the other boys' lores, because we know Selot pities Lucy, Arthur is still asleep, and Zanny seems to be controlling Driz somehow. I think Driz lets himself be controlled. Is kind of what Mortimer has implied. No. Duplicate side. You're lucky you want to ask Zanny for more lore, but he haunts our walls. Zanny also drops lore very, very, very subtly. Like, randomly. Like the one time where he was like, oh, you know, my original plan was to kill all the boys and steal their crystals. But, you know, things change. Most lore I know is Roscoe's lore. Roscoe has the most lore. No, that's still in the plan for some reason. Yes, he said he still has a plan to take all the crystals, but we don't know how it's adjusted. I never knew that happened. That's why I'm saying it happened in a random ass stream. I don't even, someone like messaged me right away. I was like, thank God. Other crystals seem somewhat nice, but then again, I'm missing context. We don't know enough about them. Zanny, what are you plotting? We have no idea. Thing to note, Avalon and Ravenous haven't canonically met yet. Yes, true. Ravenous knows Avalon exists. Yes, Roscoe knows Ravenous has been pinging them, but IDK what happens next. Nothing has happened in canon yet. Supposedly. Mortimer's the crystal we know the most about. Yes. Roscoe knows Ravenous has been pinging them, but he doesn't know who they are. He just knows someone is out there pinging them. He doesn't know who, or like even that they're a group or their names. He just knows that someone out there with the crystals with the same frequency is pinging them. Nyx knows about Avalon because the architects in Gaia knew about Avalon somehow, and Nyx was able to pull up their files on the spaceship that they left on. You can see that in his lore video. It seemed like for whatever reason the architects were after all the crystals and the crystal bearers. Why? I have no idea. What were they planning to do with them? Again, have no idea. But specifically wanted people who could attune to the crystals, as we can see with Nayu, and the fact that Nyx had to go and get Altus and Malim, and Rysar has been in the research facility for who knows how long. So if we follow that train of thought, I think Avalon would have been next on who they wanted to take, because they were also crystal bearers and had attuned to the crystals. But we don't know. Really love to just see a squirm with every minuscule lore drop. Yes, this is true. We know they like to see a squirm already. Zanny dropped that stuff in the Memba ASMR. The stuff about wanting to kill the members and that it was still his plan. I heard that it was still his plan. I am but a simple girl. I can't afford every single person's Memba, unfortunately. So I'll have to wait till it's not paywalled anymore. Question is, how does Nyx know? Oh, we said that already. Also makes me think that the architects can do interdimensional travel, which is scary. Yes, that's terrifying. What's more terrifying is that I think the architects are in Gaia because Nyx has been on Gaia his entire life, which means The architects are there, and all the boys are there. And even without Nyx, I'm sure the architects are going to try in some way to go after all of them, obviously. So that's also something that should be coming up at some point. Okay. Questions and theories. Something is tracking the energies of the crystals, blah, blah, blah. Who named... Okay, not connected to static, because the static was the other crystals. AK, let's see. Ravenous. And this should still be after that last Mortimer slide. I don't know why I moved it. Okay. The ship they left on was Nayu's? Yes, I believe so. It seems like all the other boys might be from different places. For all we know, Nyx is the only Gaia native. Yes. That Roscoe said that Nyx is from Gaia. And that he's been there his whole life, but he won't clarify on the other boys. They won't let these valuable escaped subjects just go without a chase, so yeah. Okay, let's see what information. You know what? What do you think that's what the king's referring to when it comes to a sacrifice? Like the architects coming after Avalon? No, I think a sacrifice is that someone has to die. Mainly because we have Soldier's story, we have King's story, my life forced to destroy them. I don't know why I thought Mortimer was speaking directly to the king in the last part, but the way he was talking, I could be wrong. I thought so too, but the only reason why I don't think it's King directly... Why do I have this? Twice. Huh? Oh, Twitter thrums versus... This is all... I'm gonna erase this because I know Nyx did an explanation on Night Today, which I have to go watch at some point. I don't think it's King because at the end he says, King does what he wants. Am I past it?
I never gave you permission to leave. What can I say, Mortimer? King does what he pleases.
See, he talks about himself in third person, which isn't really a thing that King would... It doesn't... Also, I don't think a conversation with King would have gone as peacefully. What it does sound like to me, though, is if we compare accents. Where'd the tweet go? Oh, here it is.
It's what drives our innovation, our idea of it, the inevitability of it, the fear of it. It's what drives our innovation, our want for achievement. But what if we freed ourselves of that?
So personally, I think he's talking to Scholar, but I don't know. I didn't even know Mortimer could talk to the other three, although I guess it kind of makes sense. Okay, so we've put in the notes about Mortimer stream, King stream. Let's see. That's still my theory. This I have to take out because they are confirmed to not have lived in the same time. So this isn't there. So I guess just in general, all three. Not all three with each other, just in general. Oh my god. It has been a while since I've updated the slides. I'm getting a headache though. Again. Okay. King lived in between the scholar and the soldier. Roscoe confirmed that he's the middle child. Arin, our lore keeper, bless you for doing the hard work. No problem. Thank you for being here as I go insane. It's a lot of work to keep track. It's fun though. I do enjoy it. I just need to go back and like properly organize everything. Oh, he didn't spell it wrong, so that's done. Still keeping this even though it's not really connected. This is not fully updated. It's behind. Hold on. Is my Twitter glitching? My Twitter's glitching. I need to reformat. I need to redo the slides. I need to just scrap them and redo the entire thing is where I'm at mentally. I'm glad the stream's helpful for you though. I will try to answer any questions I can. Obviously there's some stuff that are just theories to me and like speculation, so I could be wrong on some things. I do try to clarify on the slides wherever I put in my personal theory versus what we've been told. Funny watching. I'm also, your designs are so fun to see, Kari, just saying. So funny watching VODs with lore jump scares and seeing chat go crazy. AKA you. No, because, okay, guys, I always like to multitask. And so, like, whenever I'm watching a stream, I'm usually also playing a game on the side. And then he, like, randomly drops lore, and then I lose it because I'm in the middle of a game. But I have to comment because it's lore, but I'm in the middle of a game. And then I just die. Although recently it's been more games that I can press pause on, so that's been nice at least. I don't want to redo it, but that's going to be the easiest way to make sure I'm not missing anything from my thread. What time is it? Okay. Okay. So we're gonna go to my best friend called Slidesgo. Kamba, thank you. Elden Ring playthrough while watching lore streams. What would be a cute theme? Let's think. A cute theme. I don't know. Fantasy. This one's cute. Marvel movies and Roscoe have conditioned me to stay for ending credits, ending screen for any lore drops. True. Oh, this one's cute. Oh, it's paid. Never mind. This one's cute. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna call it for today. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Don't lose your heads. It's already lost. But thank you. Watch VODs. If I miss stream, I'll stay to the end. Yeah, that's fair. That's a nice template. Yes, it is. It's gorgeous. So we're gonna use this. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, hold on. We're gonna connect that again. We're gonna take this out. We're gonna leave this here. Okay. I ain't going to sleep anytime soon. It's lore time. No, make sure you get sleep properly. Do take care of yourselves. Lore is fun, but sleep is important. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to take out the lyric analysis as well, because that's just taking too much. After that, Avalon as a whole. Gale, Galleon. Cassian Floros. Oh. What the heck happened to my title? I deleted it. Oh my god. What are you using? You sleep? I'm taking care. This is a pretty template. Nostalgia to making warrior. Dude, I used to love warrior cats so much. I know Roscoe's mentioned reading it and that he doesn't remember it. I remember. I have a whole shelf of those books. I remember so much. I could tell you about the lore. I could tell you about that lore. All the prophecies. I think about it like weekly. That is my Roman Empire. Avalorium is such a cool name. That is actually credited to Rie Rose. They're the ones who came up with that. My sister loves the warrior cats. Dude, I haven't kept up. After the whole prophecy of the three and like that ended and they tried to start over basically, I was like, I can't do this anymore. it just repeats. Like, at least with the prophecy of 3 and like everything that happens in that arc, it does feel like it's kind of wrapping up Firestar's story as well. But after that, when it was basically a whole new cast, I was like, I can't. It felt like a reboot. I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's over. I did get like the first book and then I couldn't read. I liked it. I don't even think I finished it. Firestar was like, Firestar dying was just the end. I was like, I can't. It's not the same. It's not the same. Actually, okay, I think that's where we're at for organization so far. Summary. I can get rid of the one of the clouds. Okay, that's fine. Oh, this moves. Okay, that's actually pretty nice. Okay. I stopped when he died. Yeah, he was the MC. Firestar's prophecy is dear, and it's like they connected it back so well in the end. I really think they ended it so well. It should not have continued. Personally, what is Warrior Cats about? Imagine a world where in nature there's these groups of cats that survive and have their own civilization, but it's a bit more complex. Yes, pretty much. TLDR. Oh, the font's different. Do I? Oh, there we go. Okay. That's fine though. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, good night, Valencia. Good night. So excited for Scholar Stream. Me too. I'm also just really excited for Soldier because again, I just feel like we have the least information on him. Empathize with King a lot more than I thought would with me too. I didn't think he would be a complete asshole, but I didn't expect him to be so easy to sympathize for. I'm gonna skip pictures. I'm not gonna put their pictures in anymore. What I will do. Never mind, it doesn't fit. I thought I'd be able to save some space, but... Or save, like, the number of slides at least, but that's not gonna happen. I still have Taste by Sabrina Carpenter stuck in my head. Yeah, I have no idea when the next one would be. Although, if we ask him for another one so soon, he's just gonna get mad at us and call us greedy. Which is true. But still. More than happy there's time in between so nothing is overwhelming. I want everything right now. But that's just me. It's a good song, it is. Needed to behave, but he was so much more charming than expected. God damn it. Same! I almost called him my beloved, and I was like, I shouldn't say that right now. He's gonna laugh at me. He's gonna call us spoiled, which I mean, yeah, but like, can you blame us? Yeah. We are spoiled, guys. We can't deny it. We cannot deny how spoiled we are. I know we joke and stuff, but... Oh, why do you go so far in, friend? Oh my goodness. Calm down. Holy, what? No, why? Never mind then, I guess. Dilf is crazy. Oh, I saw that. We truly are, but it's fun to be a brat. Real and true. He has a wife. His wife is dead. Oh my god. That was then, this is now. Hi, Steph. Hi, Angel. Ooh. Stop. I'm gonna ban you from your own stream. You can't do that. Wrong. Oh, his four family. It's been centuries. He used Mortimer's powers to take revenge on the people who killed his family. That's why, yeah, the mods came out of lurking. That's crazy. That's how you know I'm being too out of hand. um, so I would appreciate if you don't fall for the voices tormenting me. Anyways, King ended up trapped in the crystal and he was crystallized for quote unquote a crime he didn't commit, but he did use Mortimer's powers to what's it called? He used Mortimer's powers for taking revenge on the people who killed his family. The rebellion. The rebels. Listen, he made it charming. Yeah. Must be like, all right, Grandma, let's get you to bed. You have no idea how many times Angel has actually said that to me. Watch Roscoe come back and be like, please don't fuck with the voices in my head. Mortimer is not enough. Anyways. Not bedtime yet. I think I won't be able to reformat the whole thing today. I'll have to make another time for that. But I at the very least want to get down all of their collective lore that we have. Old ass. Shut up, Angel. Fetus. Someone's down bad. I am down bad for everything. Have you seen me? Every time Mortimer's name even comes up, whether it's in Roscoe's stream or someone else's stream, I'm there. Roscoe does the Rizco voice, I'm there. Roscoe imitates Dark Gale, I'm there. I hear Dark Gale, I'm there. Nothing wrong with that, you do. See? Jen supports me. You called Mortimer love. I'm surprised he doesn't bonk you. No, he just got mad that I didn't call him beloved too. Sleeper agent activation. Are you guys okay? I'm just straight. Dude. Chris and her freaking brain rot with the handcuff shit. I was there. And I went insane. Besides, Mortimer just has like that spice of being evil, you know what I mean? He has the evil spice. You can't go wrong with the evil spice. Oh, it becomes teal. I'm just gonna do this. Actually, no, I'm not, because then the font's different too. Now he's gone, but you're still waiting. Like now I'm gone, but you're still lying next to me. 1 degree of separation. I heard you're back together, and if that's true, you'll just have to taste me while he's kissing you. You guys are crazy. I can't comprehend it. Artists and writers working together. I'm scared. Yeah, I think you guys should be scared when Anne and I work together. That honestly makes me scared. Not gonna lie. Getting called out tomorrow? I don't think so. Roscoe's not even streaming tomorrow. Is he? No, you'll taste me too. Oh, he is streaming tomorrow. I don't think we'll get called out. Sorry, he usually doesn't stream on Sundays. Control Shift V, yeah. I've been using that. Some villains are hot, but damn. If evil, why hot? Real and true. I'm always scared of you too. I'm just a Walmart. It's okay. Anne and I are cooking something for the adventurers. Not Anne and I. Anne gave me an idea to cook for the adventurers. And it'll be fun. Awesome words. This is now when I have to go to my tweets. Praying for them in advance? Yes. We know we're doomed when they work together. It's so fun working with Anne. Oh, I need to change this. No, I'll leave it for now. This is gonna take a while. A very long while. I will not finish this today. And that's okay. Right, guys? Now he's gone, but you're still weighing next to me. 1 degree of separation. I heard you back together. And if that's true, you'll just have to blah, blah, taste me. It's such a high song. While he's kissing you. Do we still want the context of Monkey's Paw in the slides? It's okay, these things take time to organize. I know. Do we want the context? Does everyone know where Monkey's Paw comes from or what it is? I can shorten the context. We don't need the whole thing. Monkey's Paw? Oh, we don't all know what it is. Okay. Is it because it's centered? No, it's not. Oh, it is. That's why it's been so weird. Okay. I think so. I do. Some people do. Some people don't. Okay, so we'll do a summarized version. Note, Monkey's Paw is a story by W.W. Jacobs that warns people about the consequences of messing with fate. The monkey's paw was an item that granted wishes for a price. Note, Roscoe has also used this phrase while talking about Avalon. Okay. The Tears Files. Now he's gone, but now I'm gone, but you're still laying next to him. 1 degree of separation. Oh. Personal theory. The crystals are the ones who grant wishes, and at some point, I didn't before, no idea. No, monkey's paw is it's kind of an obscure story. I don't think it's a story everyone knows. I just remember having to read it for school. Way back when I was still in school. I think we had to read it for one. I forgot why. But yeah, it stuck with me because it was kind of a creepy story. That one, The Dollhouse, stuck with me. A lot of the books we read stuck with me. But Monkey's Paw and The Lady and the Tiger. I could never forget that story because it frustrated me so much. And I still don't have an answer for that story. I don't know. I can't come up with an answer. I can't. Do you guys know the story of The Lady and the Tiger? It drives me insane. The Lady and the Tiger, yeah. So, very interesting, yes. We're only humans after all, yes. The Lady and the Tiger is a story about a princess who had a very protective father. And this king had an interesting form of justice, or quote unquote punishment. Or quote unquote justice that was kind of like punishment. And he would leave the punishment up to luck. And so how it worked was that if there was someone who had committed a crime, they would basically be put in like what could be something like a coliseum. And he was faced with 2 doors. And behind one door was a hungry tiger, and behind the other door was a beautiful lady. And the king's like, luck is the fairest judge of them all. And so if you open the door with the lady, you get married, you live happily ever after, you don't get any punishment. If you open the door with the tiger, you get eaten, and that's your punishment, you're dead. The princess fell in love with a gardener. He fell in love with a servant, and the servant would like flirt with her, kind of, in front of the dad. And the dad finds out that she loves him too. And so the dad is like, this servant has committed a crime, and decides to put him in the punishment ring for the tiger or the lady. And the story basically ends. The story continues with the lady being like, oh, like, which one should I point him towards? I have to watch him get married, or I have to watch him die. And at the ending, it ends with the man looking up to her for which door he should open. And she motions towards one because she knows which is behind which. And then it ends. That's it. She motions towards the door and the story ends. We don't know which door she motions toward. We don't know what happens. And the writer has even said that there is no exact ending. You have to decide. The reader has to decide which one she pointed towards. So I'm never going to forget that story because it drives me insane, basically, is where I was going with this. Actually, there should be a slide with a table somewhere, I feel like. Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay. I only need 2 columns. Oh! Delete column. Lower to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it can be smaller. 15? Nope, that's larger. 10. There we go. Why? Why do you do that? Oh, because this. There we go. This would be easier to type. Arthur is left to your own mind then, yeah. Gail always been a lore maniac. A little. A story maniac in general. Why did the font change? Core normal. And let's make it maybe 12. That's a little easier to read. Make it white. White. Oh my god. Cancel. Celot is Lucy. Driss is Zanny. Yeah. Okay. Marin was Cass. Why? Okay. More Gale lore? Me too. I need more lore for all of them. Okay. Let's see. I think that's where I'm gonna call it for today, because after that is the D&D stream, and then Primaterra, and then we get into their individual lore. So that will be for another day. Whether I do it on my own or on stream, I don't know yet. I have a headache. But thank you guys for joining me. and for watching me lose my mind and sitting with me as I try to organize my slideshow. The link for this one will be posted once I actually finish it, so I won't post this one yet. The past one is still public and still posted. But also, everybody, hopefully I was able to answer some questions. I do recommend my Twitter thread because that has the most up-to-date that I've been able to keep up with. My slideshow isn't as updated. But yeah, what's up, everybody? And I will see you. Yes, of course. I love talking about lore. I love brain rotting about lore. I love word vomiting about lore. I love everything about lore. Okay. Bye bye. Have a good night, everybody.